When you walk down the streets of Waterford, Virginia, you take a step back in time. These roads travel the same way they have for ages. These houses stand where they've stood for generations. And landmark buildings remain where they have been for centuries. It's no accident that the village has stayed this way. The roads, houses, and buildings still exist as they always have, in large part through the efforts of the Waterford Foundation. One of the first community-based historic preservation organizations in the country, the Waterford Foundation has been maintaining and interpreting the history of the small village for future generations since 1943, when a small group of men and women interested in the village of Waterford banded together to consider ways to preserve the village to maintain the historical connection to its 18th century roots. Over the years, the Foundation has been very successful at reviving a history which otherwise would have faded into the modern sprawl that surrounds it. The Foundation's first accomplishment was saving the old mill from certain demolition by neglect. This 18th century mill was the lifeblood of the village when Loudoun County was considered the breadbasket of the Revolution, and thanks to the Foundation, it remains the iconic heart of Waterford. The mill still stands as a living monument to 18th and 19th century rural America, and though its walls can't speak, the Waterford Foundation has made sure that the history it has seen does not go untold. A major boost to the Foundation's mission came in 1970, when it was successful in getting Waterford registered as a National Historic Landmark, the highest designation of historic significance possible in the United States. The village shares that distinction with such major landmarks as Monticello and Mount Vernon. National Historic Landmark status has allowed the Foundation to expand its efforts to revive several historically important buildings, including Waterford's 2nd Street School and the John Wesley Community Church, symbols of the heyday of African American life in Waterford. Although quite successful in rescuing and restoring historic structures, the Foundation, through its many active members, knew that a truly historic place is more than just a group of buildings. An integral part of the Waterford experience was and remains the agricultural landscape surrounding the village, in constant danger from exploding development in Loudoun County. When a neighboring farm was sold to a residential developer in 2003, that view, virtually unchanged since Quakers first settled here, was nearly lost forever. The Foundation, unwilling to let that happen, mustered all its resources and purchased the 144-acre farm, ensuring that Americans walking these streets today view the same agricultural landscape and field patterns as scores of Americans who walked these same streets before them. A visionary organization, the Foundation has always felt that it is not enough to simply keep structures up in order to allow visitors to experience history. The Foundation sponsors a variety of educational programs, including the groundbreaking and hugely successful 2nd Street School Living History program. Since 1984, this full immersion experience has allowed more than 30,000 3rd and 4th grade students to experience a day in the lives of African American students who began taking lessons in this very same one-room schoolhouse less than 2 years after the Civil War. Throughout its history, the success of the Waterford Foundation as stewards of the legacy of Waterford has been extraordinary, and the mission continues. Complementing the many restoration projects and educational programs, the Foundation is spreading the message through multiple outreach programs, including afternoon tours of the village, garden tours, and the nationally known Waterford Homes Tour and Crafts exhibit, which attracts over 20,000 visitors every year. It also manages a concert series, a lecture series, and maintains an active local history collection. And the Foundation is poised to share the story of Waterford across the World Wide Web through an interactive website celebrating the various cultures that have made Waterford a unique historical gem in the American landscape. Reminders of Waterford's history are still all around us, but they are fragile and vulnerable, and many challenges lie ahead. The Foundation needs the support of all who appreciate what makes a visit to Waterford a truly unique, historic American experience. Just like the men and women who banded together in 1943, the current membership of the Foundation is composed of committed village residents as well as dedicated preservationists from outside the village. They are guided by the principle that we do not own history. It is the duty of every citizen to pass on the stories of the past, so we, as a nation, can better understand where we've been, where we are, and where we are going.